These 9 fuel myths are costing you money and only clueless drivers still believe them. Tired of wasting money at the pump? In this video, we're exposing 9 fuel myths that are draining your wallet and ruining your car, and myths that far too many drivers still fall for. Stick around to find out which fuel-saving tips are actually costing you more in the long run. Let's kick things off with a fuel myth that's quietly costing drivers more than they realize. Myth number 9. Letting your car idle to warm up saves gas. It sounds harmless, right? Start your car, let it idle for a few minutes, and you're doing it a favor. But in reality, this outdated habit is burning through your fuel, damaging your engine, and adding to pollution, all while you sit and wait. Modern engines are built with advanced fuel injection systems that don't need a long idle warm-up. Therefore, every extra minute of idling is just wasted gas and lost money. But it's not just about fuel. Idling a cold engine means thicker oil, poor lubrication, and extra wear on critical parts. And while your car sits still, it's also pumping unnecessary emissions into the air, harming the environment and your wallet. The smarter move: warm up for 10 to 30 seconds, then drive gently. Your engine will thank you, and so will your fuel tank. Let's move on to a winter driving myth that's been draining wallets for decades. Myth number 8. You've probably heard people say cold weather wrecks your fuel economy no matter what. But while chilly temperatures do lower your MPG, they don't completely destroy it. The problem isn't the cold itself. It's how your car reacts to it. When it's cold, engine oil becomes thicker, which increases friction inside the engine. Therefore, your car burns more fuel just to keep moving. But that's not the only hidden culprit. Longer engine warm-ups, using the heater, and driving with underinflated tires all combine to quietly eat away at your fuel efficiency. And here's a fact many drivers miss. Winter gasoline blends have slightly less energy per gallon, meaning every mile you drive is costing you more. Hybrids and electric vehicles suffer even more in the cold, with fuel efficiency drops of up to 40%, but you don't have to accept that loss. Simple habits like avoiding long idles, maintaining tire pressure, and driving smoothly can save you fuel even in freezing temperatures. Therefore, before you blame the weather, take control of these factors. Your wallet will thank you, and if you think that's surprising, wait until you hear the next myth. It's one every driver needs to stop believing. Alright, let's bust one of the most expensive myths drivers keep falling for at the pump. Myth number 7. Premium fuel gives better mileage and cleans your engine. We've all seen it. Drivers paying extra for premium fuel thinking it'll boost their mileage and keep their engine cleaner. But here's the truth: if your car is designed for regular fuel, you're just burning money for no reason. Premium fuel does have a higher octane rating, but that only matters for high performance or turbocharged engines that actually require it. Therefore, filling up your standard vehicle with premium gas will do absolutely nothing for your fuel economy or engine performance. If you're hearing engine knocking, don't assume premium fuel is the fix. That could be a mechanical issue, and using the wrong fuel won't solve it. Always check your owner's manual. If it recommends regular fuel, that's exactly what your car is built for. Therefore, save your money, and premium fuel is for cars that need it, not for those that don't. And speaking of wasting money, myth number 6 is a mistake that even experienced drivers keep making, and it's probably costing you every time you refuel. Next, let's talk about that eco mode button everyone thinks is a fuel-saving miracle. Myth number 6. Eco mode dramatically increases fuel economy. You've seen it, that little eco mode button on your dashboard that promises better mileage with a simple click. But here's the reality: eco mode isn't a magic switch that will suddenly save you a fortune at the pump. Eco mode works by softening throttle response, adjusting transmission shifts, and even dialing back air conditioning to reduce fuel consumption. Therefore, it can help encourage smoother driving habits, especially in stop-and-go city traffic. But the actual fuel savings, they're often modest. If you already drive gently and avoid flooring the gas pedal, eco mode won't make a huge difference. But for aggressive drivers, it's a gentle reminder to ease up, which can translate to minor savings. If you already drive gently and avoid flooring the gas pedal, eco mode won't make a huge difference. But for aggressive drivers, it's a gentle reminder to ease up, which can translate to minor savings. However, eco mode isn't a one-size-fits-all fix. Need extra power for highway merging or uphill driving? Eco mode could actually make your car feel sluggish. Plus, it might weaken your air conditioning. Not ideal on a scorching summer day. Therefore, while eco mode can assist in promoting fuel-friendly habits, the real game changer is still how you drive, not just what button you press. Now, let's keep the momentum going with myth number 5. a so-called fuel-saving tip that's actually draining your wallet faster than you think. Myth number 5. Mixing ethanol with gasoline saves you money. Ostus. At first glance, ethanol-blended fuels seem like a cheaper alternative to regular gasoline. But here's the catch. Ethanol contains less energy per gallon, which means you're paying less up front but burning through it faster. Therefore, any savings you see at the pump might vanish as you find yourself refueling more often. Ethanol's lower energy density means your car has to work harder and consume more fuel just to travel the same distance. But that's not the only issue. The price of ethanol and gasoline fluctuates constantly due to market conditions and government regulations, making it unpredictable whether an ethanol blend will truly save you money long term. While ethanol is sometimes promoted as a cheaper, eco-friendly option, the drop in fuel efficiency often cancels out any initial price advantage. In some cases, older vehicles aren't even designed to handle higher ethanol blends, which can lead to performance issues or costly repairs. Therefore, while ethanol blends seem budget-friendly, they're not a guaranteed way to cut fuel costs. And for many drivers, they could end up being a hidden expense. Let's keep busting myths as we roll into myth number 4, and this one might make you rethink your windows down, AC off strategy. Myth number 4, share rolling down. Your windows is always more fuel efficient than using the AC. Many drivers believe that turning off the air conditioner and rolling down the windows is an easy way to save fuel. At first, it makes sense. After all, air conditioning does place extra load on your engine, leading to higher fuel consumption. But here's the catch. Once you start driving at highway speeds, that open window trick can actually backfire. When you roll down the windows, you increase the car's aerodynamic drag. This drag forces the engine to work harder just to maintain speed. Therefore, while you may save a small amount of fuel by not using the AC, you end up burning more fuel due to the wind resistance created by those open windows. Mythbusters put this debate to the test. Their experiments showed that at 45 miles per hour, driving with the windows down used less fuel than running the AC. However, at highway speeds, the drag penalty of open windows surpassed the energy used by the air conditioning system. Therefore, the truth is clear. Rolling down your windows might help at low speeds, but at higher speeds, using the AC is the smarter choice for better fuel economy. And now on to myth number 3, and this one's a mistake many drivers make, thinking they're saving fuel when they're actually wasting it. Myth number 3, coasting in neutral saves fuel. At first glance, coasting downhill in neutral seems like a smart way to save gas. But in modern cars, this habit is not only outdated, and it's actually costing you more fuel. Here's why. Today's cars are equipped with advanced fuel injection systems that cut off fuel delivery when you're coasting in gear. Therefore, when you lift your foot off the accelerator while the car is still in gear, the engine uses the car's momentum to keep running without burning any extra fuel. But if you shift into neutral, the story changes. In neutral, the engine must idle to prevent stalling, which requires a constant supply of fuel. So while you might think you're coasting freely, your engine is quietly sipping gas just to stay alive. A simple rule of thumb, if you're moving, keep it in gear and let your car's computer manage fuel efficiency for you. Modern vehicles are designed to optimize fuel cutoff during coasting. No neutral trickery needed. Now, let's break down myth number 2, a common habit at gas stations that drivers believe saves them money, but in reality, it's quietly damaging their car and costing them more in the long run. Myth number 2, topping off your gas tank after the pump clicks saves you money. It's a scene you see all the time. The gas pump clicks off, but the driver insists on squeezing in a few more drops, thinking they're maxing out the fill-up. But here's the reality. Once that pump clicks, your tank is full. Forcing in extra fuel isn't helping your wallet. It's actually putting your car at risk. Gas station pumps are designed with automatic shutoff mechanisms that detect when your fuel tank has reached capacity. It's not a timer or a guess. It's a sensor that reads pressure changes in the tank. Therefore, when the pump stops, there's no safe extra space to cram more fuel in. Topping off doesn't give you more range. It only invites problems. One major risk is damage to your car's evaporative emissions control system, EVAP. The EVAP system is designed to handle fuel vapors, not liquid gasoline. Overfilling can cause raw fuel to flood the charcoal canister in the EVAP system, which leads to increased emissions, reduced fuel efficiency, and potentially costly repairs that could hit you with a hefty repair bill. But it gets worse. Spilled fuel from topping off is not only a fire hazard if it contacts hot engine parts, but it's also an environmental threat. Gasoline runoff can seep into storm drains and contaminate local water supplies, harming wildlife and ecosystems. Modern fuel nozzles also have built-in backflow prevention systems to stop overfilling, but if you fight against it and force more fuel in, you're not saving pennies, you're risking expensive damage. Therefore, when the pump clicks, it's doing you a favor. Trust it, stop fueling, and avoid unnecessary risks. That extra squeeze is costing you more than you think. And now, we've reached myth number 1, a small habit that drivers often ignore, but it could silently save you from expensive repairs and unexpected headaches. Myth number 1, it's fine to drive around with a nearly empty gas tank. We've all been guilty of it, letting the gas gauge dip dangerously close to E and assuming it's no big deal. But here's the truth, frequently driving on low fuel doesn't just risk you getting stranded, it can quietly damage your vehicle in ways most drivers never consider. Keeping your fuel tank at least half full is more than just a cautious habit. It directly protects key components of your car, starting with the fuel pump. The fuel pump sits inside the gas tank and relies on the surrounding fuel to stay cool and lubricated. But when you consistently run on a low tank, the pump is exposed and forced to work harder, which can lead to overheating and premature failure. Therefore, running on fumes could eventually hit you with a costly fuel pump replacement. But it's not just about the pump. Low fuel levels increase the amount of air inside the tank, which promotes condensation, especially during temperature swings. Moisture inside the tank can lead to rust and corrosion, particularly in steel fuel tanks. And once corrosion starts, it can flake off into your fuel system, causing bigger problems down the line. Another often overlooked issue is sediment buildup. Over time, tiny particles and debris settle at the bottom of your fuel tank. When your fuel level runs low, these sediments can get stirred up and pulled into the fuel filter, risking clogs or even damaging the fuel pump. Keeping at least half a tank isn't just about protecting your vehicle, it's also a smart move for emergencies. Unexpected traffic jams, detours, or power outages at gas stations could leave you stranded if you're always cutting it close. Some experts recommend keeping the tank full whenever possible, especially for long-term storage or harsh weather conditions. But for daily driving, maintaining at least half a tank is a practical and protective habit. Therefore, don't treat that last quarter of gas as extra mileage. Treat it as a safeguard. In short, staying above half a tank could save you from unnecessary breakdowns, expensive repairs, and plenty of stress down the road. And there you have it, 9 fuel myths that are draining your wallet and damaging your car without you even realizing it. Small habits can make a big difference, but only if you know which ones actually work. Now that you're armed with the facts, you're ready to drive smarter and save more every time you hit the road. But here's the question, which of these myths were you guilty of believing until today? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious how many of us have been fooled by these. If you found even one of these myths surprising, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss out on more car-saving tips and myth-busting videos. Drop a comment below and let me know which myth shocked you the most, and share this video with a fellow driver who needs to stop wasting fuel today.